So today I'm going to be discussing the issue of grade retention in our public schools. When I was an elementary student, it wasn't too uncommon for 1, 2, or maybe even 3 students to be kept behind at the end of the year. This came with a lot of stigma in my memory, and we would often describe it by saying, "Oh, did so-and-so fail this year?" It must have been a huge emotional burden for those young kids that did get held back. And that is probably one of the reasons why it is frowned upon today. On the other hand, there seems to be a common occurrence of students being pushed through the grades, even if their levels are considered to be behind that of the norm. In my experience as a student teacher, I have yet to come across a class that does not have a huge range of levels, with some shockingly undeveloped skill sets among some of them. This can create monumental challenges for the teacher that needs to adjust to this diversity in levels. The question that comes to mind is, how did this happen? This study will explore the argument for holding back a student or letting them move forward when there is clear indication that they are not achieving acceptable academic levels. What then is the solution to this dilemma? The main argument against grade retention is that it has a negative impact on a child's self-esteem. Research now indicates that students who are held back are likely to have more anxiety, low self-esteem, and behavioral problems than students of similar abilities who are not held back. One recent US study suggests that students who were retained in elementary school were 60% less likely to graduate high school. So there seems to be a lot of talk around the long-term effects of grade retention, stating that it is academically ineffective and is potentially detrimental to children's social and emotional health. In a nutshell, the seeds of failure may be sown early for students who are retained, as they are significantly more likely to drop out of high school and the trajectory for their life is set. So the arguments against grade retention are clear, but I'm left wondering if these arguments are byproducts of a deeper issue that may exist within the student. It seems that there can be any number of reasons why a student may struggle academically. Anything from a learning disability, of which there are more and more occurrences, to social issues at school, or any variety of issues in their home lives that may severely affect their ability to stay focused at school. On top of that, there are also physical or hormonal issues, or even poor nutrition, that can all have a significant negative effect on a student's learning abilities. The fact is that retaining a student who has one or more of the above-mentioned challenges will not on its own help the student to overcome them. And as stated earlier, if they are merely forced to repeat a year without clearly identifying the root of their struggles, then the only glaring outcome is the embarrassment of having to be held back. So the 3 questions that I have are, number 1, is grade retention an effective way to help a student who struggles academically? Number 2, how do we as teachers make this decision? And number 3, are you as a teacher prepared to explore the real reasons behind a student's academic struggle? And how will you help them to succeed in your classroom?